What's up, you guys? So in this video, we're going to answer the question that's been on everyone's mind. Will there be a second round of $1,200 stimulus checks? And I can tell you guys, based on the proposal introduced by Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell this week, the answer is yes. So I'm going to discuss where things stand in terms of getting a second stimulus check and overall second stimulus package together for our country. So I plan to cover elements of the bill I feel is most relevant to you guys, but bottom line, this is going to be a huge week for our politicians to get things done as we're rapidly approaching their August recess in 2 weeks. And if nothing is passed, Americans will need to wait another month before our government is back in session. I mean, Congress has little time to act, guys. Supplemental unemployment insurance is expiring, and other elements of the last stimulus legislation are beginning to dry up. But before we get into the details, welcome back, Joe Dawes. Your continued support is so appreciated. If you're new to the channel, welcome. We focus on finance, real estate, and other life-related topics. Consider subscribing and turning on the notification bell as I'm posting valuable new content at least twice a week. Alright guys, so Senate Republicans announced the HEALS Act, the Health Economic Assistance Liability Protection and Schools Act. It's a $1 trillion stimulus package proposal as a follow-up to the CARES Act, which was passed earlier this year. Alright guys, so to recap, this bill is a response to the HEROES Act, which House Democrats passed as a $3 trillion stimulus plan and has been stalled in the United States Senate. So the Republicans did not agree with many of the items that were included in the House bill, which was the HEROES Act. And just now, months later, we finally have a Republican-sponsored proposal. Now, the bad news, guys, is that it seems like they want to piece together a bill, and let me explain that. So the Republicans, instead of having one bill with everything included, they're looking to pass individual bills, so basically piece it together. Now, personally, this is so frustrating because it's going to delay assistance to millions of people who desperately need help right now. Now, Monday evening, in an effort to kick off negotiations, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi met with Senate Democratic leaders Chuck Schumer, Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin, and White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows. Now, Nancy Pelosi, after the meeting, delivered a very harsh assessment of the Republican plan, calling it, quote, pathetic, piecemeal approach, and saying it was not adequate to meet our country's needs. She went on to say, having said that, we are going to see if we can find some common ground, but we are not there yet. Alright guys, so the Republican proposal includes a one-time $1,200 stimulus check. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin indicated last week the requirements to receive the second stimulus check will be the same as the first. So if you received a first stimulus check, then you would receive a second stimulus check under the Republican proposal. So it's a $1,200 check for each individual, $2,400 for married or joint filers, $500 for dependents. Now the good news is that there's no age cap, which will help adult independents. So if you earn less than $75,000 for individuals or $150,000 for married joint filers, you will receive a second $1,200 stimulus check based on your most recent tax return, either 2018 or 2019. Now, like the first stimulus check, the second check will be reduced by $5 for every $100 of adjusted gross income above those income limits of $99,000 for individuals or $198,000 for married joint filers. Now, by the way, Joe Dawes, today is my birthday. Today is my actual birthday, July 28th. So if you wouldn't mind showing me some love, giving me a great gift, that would be you guys smashing that like button for the YouTube algorithm. This helps me out so much. It helps YouTube pass this video out to a wider audience, so I would really appreciate it. Alright, so in terms of unemployment benefits, Republicans have agreed to extend supplemental unemployment benefits. However, they propose cutting supplemental unemployment benefits from $600 a week to $200 a week until states are able to create a system that would provide 70% of a laid-off worker's previous pay up to a state set cap. The $600 weekly supplement to state unemployment checks ended over the weekend. Now, Democrats want to extend the aid while Republicans are set to reduce the subsidy, arguing that extending the aid is a disincentive for unemployed Americans to find work. Economic advisor Larry Kudlow said the administration's plan to cap unemployment benefits on approximately 70% of wage replacement is, quote, quite generous by any standard. Once again, guys, it just really seems they don't get it. We are in the middle of a healthcare crisis that led to these economic problems. We are not going to return to a vibrant economy, lower unemployment by cutting aid right now when most people are in need. Now, Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer said trying to match the payments will be actually unworkable for most state unemployment systems, which had trouble distributing the $600 payment. Now, the good news is, guys, there are some areas of common ground between Democrats and Republicans. They both agree on sending another round of stimulus payments to individuals, although Democrats want to increase the amount paid to dependents and expand eligibility. Now, the Paycheck Protection Program, which is for small businesses, is another measure that both parties support and is all but assured will be in a final bill. Now, the Paycheck Protection Program provides forgivable loans to small businesses as an incentive to keep employees on the payroll. Now, about 5% of renters for April, May, and June have not paid their full rent, according to the National Multifamily Housing Council. So, a proposal that would help renters pay rent. The Rental Assistance Program would temporarily help you pay rent if you qualify, put a hold on evictions for a year, and help cover costs of rental property owners because of a decline in rental income. Now, Larry Kudlow mentioned that the Senate proposal will lift the eviction moratorium. However, as of today, guys, these protections are now lapsed and they're not in effect. The Republicans are expected to unveil this plan next week, but congressional Democrats will need some time to weigh in on the proposal before it's brought to a final vote. If I had to guess, guys, we can expect a final decision coming during the first week in August, which leaves millions of Americans vulnerable while we hope and pray that help is provided. Now, there are reports indicating some landlords have already reportedly filed for evictions in violation of the law, even though the protections ended. Now, something that really bothers me, guys, is the virus relief package drawn up by the Senate Republicans and the White House, which includes $1.75 billion for a new FBI headquarters in Washington, which has been a priority for President Donald Trump, who wants to prevent the facility from being moved to the suburbs. Stuff like this is just completely ridiculous. It has nothing to do with helping the American people right now or the current economic healthcare crisis. Now, to play fair, both sides have done this. Democrats had marijuana legislation and their proposed HEROES Act. My point is, Joe Dawes, now is not the time to be putting pork extra proposals into a stimulus bill. Let's just come together and get something done, something that's going to directly help the American people, help our overall situation. So, two of the biggest fights ahead are likely to be over two issues, guys, but are important for both sides. So, Democrats demand aid for states, and Republicans demand liability protection against lawsuits stemming from virus infections when businesses and schools reopen. So, the good news is that we actually have a Republican plan. Now it's going to be up to both sides to work together on behalf of the American people to get something passed. So, what are you guys' thoughts about the Republican bill? Please comment below. If you found value in this video, please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe, turn on the notification bell as I'm posting valuable new content at least twice a week. Thanks for watching, and until next time.